Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today it's Monday and it's September the 23rd, 2024. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information here to be informative. And if you're a returning viewer, by all means, thank you for coming back. I always say the tide changes so frequently on these YouTube streets. So you always have to acknowledge where your support comes from. And I want you to know I sincerely thank you for your support. Feel free to like and to share this video. And don't forget to subscribe. We're stepping away from the Carolinas today, and our story is going to be coming from Columbia, Tennessee. Take a look at the headline. And it reads, Church Leader Charged with Child Sexual Battery Takes His Own Life. I'll provide you with a summary here, and I'll identify some of my sources for you in the description box. I want to begin with a brief overview of a church in Tennessee, the Family Baptist Church in Columbia, Tennessee. It's described as an independent Baptist church having its origin in March of 1995, and 2 years later that congregation merged with another church to form the current organization. Now, most of the information on Family Baptist Church has been removed from social media pages, but once information gets into social media, it's kind of difficult to get them all erased. So there's some information still out there that has the name of the pastor along with the church's history, and that's where I was able to locate some of the background information for this story. And the real focus of our story today is on this man, David Michael Baker, age 57, a senior pastor at the church I previously mentioned, Family Baptist Church in Columbia, Tennessee. One online source states that he has been that pastor of that church for 18 years. And I want to present the story because of his position and the perceived hypocrisy when you review his actions as opposed to what he has been preaching. So let me begin with a brief history, and sometimes you don't have to provide any side commentary. The story can speak for itself. So in this video, I'll try to avoid my personal opinions. I'll simply present the facts and allow you to draw your own conclusion. It was reported that David Baker was married and the father of 11 children. And in addition to being the pastor of Family Baptist Church, he had a very busy existence. They said he had a life coaching business. He was an author. He wrote books. He was a former mayoral candidate. They said he ran for mayor of that city in 2022. He's credited with starting an independent Baptist online college. I listed him as the president. He may not have been. He could have been the executive, but nonetheless, he's credited with starting that online Baptist college. He also led a prison ministry called Fallen in Grace, and as part of that 20-year prison ministry, he assisted inmates trying to re-enter society. And I want to speak on this ministry for a few minutes because it does tie in very well with the case we're discussing today. Now, one of the sources I looked at was from an online news source entitled Church Leaders, and I paste their banner to the bottom here. But here are some of the things that I discovered. It was reported that Fallen in Grace, this prison ministry, was co-founded by Baker and another individual, another pastor from out of state who allegedly had been accused of sexual assault when that individual was a youth pastor. So the work of this, and that led the foundation, the background information into Fallen Grace, and the work of this ministry focused on restoration. It was a restoration ministry for pastors who were involved in sexual misconduct. Very, very interesting. And when Baker ran for mayor, there were questions as to how he had been handling sexual allegations at his former church. And all of this, I have to say allegedly, because I'm reporting it from another source. So my point is is clear. It appears that sexual abuse allegation has been a source of conversation or a point of discussion around Baker, for almost 3 decades because part of the ministry was on restoration of former pastors who were involved in sexual misconduct. So let's move back to the present and to earlier this month. And the date of this incident was September the 10th, 2024. That's when the local police in Columbia, Tennessee reported that they had arrested Pastor Baker and charged him with child sexual battery. Police say the charges involved sexual assault of a child aged 11 years old, and she was a family member. Reports said the alleged assault took place between 2013 and 2015. Now, a copy of the affidavit associated with this arrest was eventually released to the media, and it appears the pastor allegedly had been fondling under the clothes of a young child, a family member. So he was arrested, charged, and was issued a bond of $200,000. The charge was aggravated sexual battery. So they said he was arrested around 4 p.m. and he was released around 3 a.m. That's early the next morning after he posted his bond, and he was scheduled to appear in court sometime in October. But things are about to take a very dramatic and ugly turn, I might say, because within a matter of hours after he was released from jail on bond, the pastor was no longer alive. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Within hours after he was released on bond on that child sexual battery charge, the pastor took his own life. And this is what has been reported about that incident. Police say approximately 9 hours after he was released on bail, Pastor Baker is seen on camera entering the emergency room door at a nearby hospital. Reports say he walked towards a nearby bathroom, entering that bathroom, but he did not come out. A firearm was discharged and he was found unresponsive a short time later. Hospital staff attempted to revive him, but their efforts were unsuccessful. Police say he died as a result of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. It was reported that he shot himself twice in the chest. I wonder why he selected the hospital bathroom or why he selected the hospital in general. He did not have a reason to be there, so maybe he wanted to make sure he would be found in a timely manner. And I have to say allegedly because I don't know that to be true. And once the dust settled, the hospital did issue a statement to the public on the incident. They wanted to make sure the public were aware that they had done everything that was legally within their guidelines. They had put the hospital on lockdown. They talked about the attempts they had made to save his life and was unsuccessful. And they want the public to know that the public was not in danger. This was an isolated incident. And there were a lot of comments from the present and the former congregation about Pastor Baker, and some were not expressing sympathy. One person called him a hypocrite, considering what he preached and what he was accused of doing, and they're talking about the child sexual molestation charges. Another person said there was nothing godly about him, calling him a wolf in sheep clothing. And another person interviewed in the media said she had words to describe him, but they weren't words that would be suitable for on camera. And there was a woman who stated that she had been sexually violated many years ago by someone that Baker knew. And when Baker became aware of it, he had discouraged her from reporting the incident to the police. So all in all, he may have done a lot of good in his lifetime, but that is not what he was being remembered for in his death. And within a matter of days following the death of Pastor Baker, a judge in Columbia, Tennessee dismissed those sexual child battery charges he had been facing. Now, this seemed to have been done rather quickly, but then again, I don't really know the law in Tennessee. One person stated she was angry with the current sequence of events because you don't know how many victims are out there, and she was angry for the victims. And it's really true. You really don't know, and you probably will never know because this is a matter that is now permanently closed. And the funeral services for Pastor Baker took place on September the 17th. And I'm sure right now the church and the congregation as a whole, they're presently working on redefining itself. They're probably still in shock. but I'm sure behind the scene they're working on reestablishing their leadership structure, especially to have lost a leader of 18 years and to have done it so, for it to happen so suddenly. They probably removed most of their content online and are working behind the scene to reestablish that leadership structure. But I did one Google search, and this is what comes up. It comes up showing that the church is permanently closed. And again, this may not be a factual. This may just be something that they have done temporarily so that they can decrease the number of individuals who are trying to get in touch with them. But I'm sure behind the scenes they're working to reestablish themselves, and we wish them well. And that's all I have for you right now, but feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video, and by all means feel free to like it and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. It's on the bottom right hand corner of your screen. And if you click on the bell that looks like just like this one, that's the notification bell. If you click on that notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.